There is the broad protective order that exists starting now going forward.
A judge today granted former NFL and Aztec punter Matt Araiza's request for a protective order. His attorneys argue that it was needed to protect him from unwanted annoyance and embarrassment. Dick Sumergian is Araiza's attorney.
When documents are produced from the police department, that they're kept somewhat confidential to the extent that they're not going to be available to the public until the judge rules that they can be.
The order is also meant to save time and cost in getting evidence from the San Diego Police Department. Otherwise, the police would have to spend time and effort in redacting sensitive information.
This was an unusual protective order.
Judge Matthew Branner notes that it was unusual to grant a protective order to save the defense money, but he says the order was broad enough to protect all parties involved. But the contentious point today is over whether Araiza's attorneys should be able to make inquiries into the young women's sexual history.
The ability to challenge plaintiff's allegations and damages are essential to a fair trial for a defendant.
This stems from the claim the young woman made, saying she contracted an STD from the alleged rape. She has since walked back on that claim, but the defense says her sexual past is still relevant to the case.
Not necessarily having to do with consent on that night, but having to do with her truth and veracity.
Jim Mitchell, attorney for the young woman, opposes that, saying what happened on October 17, 2021 is on trial here, not anything before that.
So the other issue is this idea, well, we need to find out whether the plaintiff had the capacity to consent. And I look at that at this point as a red herring.
The court is leaning toward allowing discovery on the plaintiff's sexual history. Araiza's attorney is asking for that period to be extended based on new evidence. The judge is asking both sides to confer on that new evidence before issuing a ruling. The defense is seeking the young woman's history from October 2020 through October 2022. Judge Branner ordered both sides to return in 2 weeks to argue the point. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.